One of the ways to know that gold is dealing with somebody that the person is going to bab. What is this called? However, I'll be taking gold trade this week. I'll show you the entry, I'll show you the stop loss, I'll show you take profit, and most importantly, I'm going to show you the risk management plan. If you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Divine. What I do here is document how I trade and make videos that will improve how you approach trading. If you want to be something like this, I want you to like this video, I want you to subscribe, and I want you to tell me in the comment section, how is gold dealing with you, or how are you dealing with gold? I'll be right back. One of the ways to simply analyze gold is by simply understanding what gold is doing on the higher time frame. And the higher time frame we're going to be using would be daily time frame. That on daily time frame, we are simply trying to identify two things: direction and the key level. And for us to identify this direction and key level, we want to simply use support and resistance. And the best way to simply use support and resistance is to simply zoom in properly and see price from the bigger picture. In this case here, you can see that this place is simply the low and here is simply the high. And for us to properly draw our support and resistance, we want to simply use here as support and here most likely as the resistance. Now, the reason why this support and resistance is very valid is because it has at least 3 or more touches on each particular level. In this case here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches on this particular resistance level. And for support level, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, and there's also 6 touches on this particular support and resistance level, which means this is a very valid word: support and resistance. Now, the next one I want to do is simply interpret what it's saying. And it's saying that at any time price gets support, price tends to buy to the word resistance. And anytime price gets to resistance, price will always sell to the word support. In this case, for us to know if price is going to sell to support or price is simply going to continue going higher, we want to simply use key levels to understand market structure. And key levels are simply the last point price made a reaction from on the trend. In this case here is simply a what? Support key level. And here is simply a what? Resistance key level. Now I want to simply use these key levels to understand if price is going to continue to the upside or price is going to simply what? Come to the downside. And the only way we can do it is by simply understanding the market structure that has been created from these two key levels. And market structures are clearly identified on the 4 hours time frame. Now, on the 4 hours time frame, we are also looking for two things: the market structure and supply or demand zone. Our supply and demand zone will tell us if price is going to continue to the upside or price is going to continue to the downside. In this case, for us to identify market structure first, we want to clearly see how price has moved from the particular low to the current point where price is. And if you look closely, price has been giving us higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. And here is clearly the what? The last low. This last low is saying to us that the point we can have a confirmation that price is about to come to this particular level here is when this low is taken out. That if price simply take out this low, then we'll be expecting price to simply what? Get to this what? Support key level. This is what this low is telling us. For us to simply know if price will take out this low, we want to simply identify the supply zone or demand zone that was created from this particular low and this high that price has created. In this case, we can only see a demand zone, and here is clearly an obvious demand zone that price created. That if price respects this demand zone, there's chances that price is going to continue to the upside. And if price fails this demand zone, then we want to see price sell to this particular level here. We have simply identified the demand zone and we've identified structure. The next we want to do now is to refine this demand zone to become a demand point of interest. That means for us to simply identify the precise point that price needs to get to for price to continue a buy or for price to fill the what demand zone. And we want to do that on the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, we're identifying two things: the point of interest and liquidity, because liquidity will help us confirm if that point of interest is valid. And in this case, for us to identify the point of interest, we want to simply use a specific candlestick to represent this full zone. And in this case, we can clearly see this particular candlestick here as our point of interest. And this particular point of interest also have liquidity that will hold it. So basically, we have identified the liquidity, we have identified the point of interest. Now, the next thing we want to look for now is simply a confirmation that price is coming to this point, or a confirmation that price will continue to go to the upside. And we want to simply identify that confirmation on the 15 minutes time frame. And the way to identify that confirmation is by simply identifying structure, liquidity, and also a point of interest. In this case here, if you have to look at this structure here, we'll see that this place is simply the point where price need to take out for us to have a confirmation that price is about to come back to this what point of interest. That the moment price take out this low, then we want to expect price to simply what sell to this point. And price can either do two things. Price can either sell to this particular point and continue a buy, or price can sell to this point, fill this zone, and then continue to sell. These are the two scenarios that can happen on this particular structure. But for us to understand if price is going to respect this particular point here and continue to the upside or fail this point, we want to simply identify liquidity and also a lower time frame point of interest. In this case here, if you look at this particular point here, we clearly see that this place is simply a liquidity point. That price have induced liquidity at this point, and below this liquidity, there's a point of interest, which is simply here. Most likely, there's a valid reason for price to simply buy from this particular level here. Why? Because the structure, there's a point of interest, and there's liquidity. And most likely, price might simply buy from this level here before price continue to sell to this particular point of interest here. Now, I'm going to take a risk, and my risk is going to be that I'm going to be buying from this particular level here to continue an uptrend. And the reason I'm buying is because there's liquidity, there's point of interest, and there's structure. My entry is going to be like this, right? My entry is going to be a buy from here. My stop loss is going to be here. And my take profits will be at this high here. This will be my entry for good if price open tomorrow will be Monday. My stop loss is going to be here. My take profit is going to be here. And I'm going to be applying a good risk management on this particular entry. And my risk management is going to be based on my risk to reward. As you can clearly see here, my risk to reward is simply a 1:5 risk to reward. That if I risk $1 on this trade, I'm going to be making at least $5 on this trade, which is simply a good risk to reward. And if I choose to risk $100 on this trade, I'm also going to be making $500 on this particular trade. And the only reason I'm buying from here is because there's liquidity, there's structure, and there's point of interest. Here is clearly my liquidity point. And here's my point of interest, that I want to simply see price sell to this level and continue a buy if price open tomorrow being Monday. That will be all for this video. I will see you on the next one. Peace.